back at it again with another video. I'm Meredith and welcome back to my Witchcraft series. In this episode, I want to talk about altars because I feel like I don't really talk about them because a lot of people believe that altars are spaces that are just dedicated to deities and different gods and goddesses that you're working with, or even ancestors and spirits and entities, but it can actually just be for people who don't have that, which is me. I do not follow any deities, spirits, entities, spirit guides. I don't devote anything to my ancestors. I pay respects to my ancestors, but my altar is not devoted to them. It's more of a space that's just for me. So I kind of want to talk about it. Okay, so I have this little notebook page in my grimoire. I wrote about this a long time ago, but I think just to get like a good definition, I'm just gonna read out of the book and then like based off of the research I did, I'm gonna read off of the book and then speak further about it more casually. And if you ever see me like looking to my left, my altar is right there. So I just, hey, what's up? So the first little bullet is, what is it? What is an altar? A table or some other flat surface that serves as a center of energy and magic, often the focal point of a spell or ritual, as it is where most ritual actions and magical work is performed. Some like a permanent altar as well as an altar for spells. A permanent altar would have consistent items and decorations, while the other altar for spells would change frequently. For example, the location or items used on the altar. I'm sorry, I read that in the wrong tone of voice. For example, the location or items used on the altar. Your altar is yours, decorate it and use it however you'd like. So, my altar is the top of my dresser. My altar has changed. Oh, sorry, I'm hungry. I heard that. My altar has changed multiple times depending on where I am. And like I'll pop some pictures up of my altar in its different forms. But it is now, since I'm at home right now for the summer, it is on top of my dresser. Currently, I use my altar as a beacon. Because in my past locations, not at home, but like in my dorms, I would combine it. I would have it be like the place for spells and for like the permanency and everything. It was all the same space. Honestly, I think that's easier because everything's in one place and you're able to just do it all there. Spells, rituals, manifestations, all of your witchy things, tarot reads, divination, as well as having that permanent space for everything. It worked a lot better in my dorms because it's just all in one place. But currently, like I've said probably for the third time, it's on my dresser. And to further explain the way that it is a beacon for me, I use it whenever I'm doing anything spiritual in my room. I'll light the candles and like I will meditate and place intentions in front of and on that altar. It basically just forms as my source of energy. Yeah? Yes, Mom.
I just want to see if you're hungry.
Hi.
I'm thirsty.
How'd you know that I am hungry?
Because I'm a mom. I'm looking at the clock. It's 2 o'clock. I've been downstairs since 12 and nothing.
Well, I know. Hi, Winnie. I literally just commented on the fact that my stomach growled and I'm hungry.
Okay, so what would you like? Do you like corn dogs on a stick?
I do, but I don't know.
I have 2 boxes of them, so it's not like you're digging into my stash.
That's okay.
Do you have any macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, I have mac and cheese.
I'll see if we have it. Do we have it?
So I would check the pantry. I don't.
Okay. Or I could do regular noodles.
Yeah, like if not, there's a lot in Lazy Susan.
What do you want to drink? I've got Diet Root Beer. That's bubbly though. Bottles of water.
There's the lavender lemonade I made in the fridge.
brownish.
in like the big.
What color is it? Is it brownish?
No, that's my peach tea.
Okay. See, that's why I asked. Okay.
It's like the yellow
one.
Yeah.
Okay, give me some time. His double duty. He's watching the driveway for Dad and listening for you. Come on out. Come on, let's get a treat. Treat. I'll see you in about half an hour.
Okay, thanks, Mom. What kind of mental connection was that? I just commented on my hunger. In pops my mom. Also, sorry, I've been scratching in my back. Don't look at that. That's embarrassing. Back to what I was talking about. I use my altar as a beacon of energy for myself. I actually have a crystal grid on my altar. I could talk about that in another episode, crystals and crystal grids. But basically I will use that to just like recharge myself if I'm ever feeling really out of it. Even like, I'll do like the smallest action of just like lighting my candles. And that usually helps me recharge, like either after a long day or I've been out with a bunch of friends, whatever it might be. Now, a lot of people like to dedicate their altars, like I said earlier, to deities, spirits, spirit guides, ancestors, entities, gods and goddesses, whatever it might be. If you do not follow any of those things, like I don't, I dedicate it to me. I put all of the items that I personally like the most onto my altar. It's right, I keep glancing at it, it's right there. That's how I make my altar, and your altar is completely yours. You can do whatever you want with it. In my notebook, there are like mild suggestions as to what you should add to it. Suggested items include like items that symbolize each element and direction, like fire, water, air, earth, and spirit. So like for fire, you would add a candle or little sun charms, whatever that might be. For water, you would add a chalice, seashells, a water bowl. I actually have a chalice over here. Isn't she pretty? I got her at Goodwill. But that's also completely up to you. For fire, I have candles. For water, I have seashells up there. For air, you add like a bell, feather, or a wand. I have my wand up there. And a wand is a suggested tool. You do not need one. I can get into tools in another episode, but like my wand is up there. For earth, you add crystal, herbs, and salt. I have crystals up there. And for spirit, anything that resonates to you, I love dried flowers. So I have a lot of dried flowers up there. I love little fairies and cute little things. Those are up there too. My pendulums are up there because I love them a lot. What else is up here? Place items for each direction. Oh yeah, each element has a specific direction, like fire is south, water is west, earth is north, air is east, and spirit is center. I don't personally follow that. I just put things where I want them on there. When you are creating your altar, you want to make sure that you cleanse, protect, and purify the space that you're using. And I also just suggest that you maintain your altar. Like keep up with it, make sure that you're changing out items depending on whatever works for you. What if you like stop liking, I have lavender in mine. What if I like stop liking the lavender? I'll switch it out. If I don't want it up there, I'll take it down. It's totally fine. You work with your altar in the way that suits you. When you are creating your altar, I know that it's like suggested that you use like a surface, a flat area, like a specific space, but you honestly don't need to do that. You can create a traveling altar, which can be like in a little box or a tin case. Altars can reside wherever you want them to be. If you want to be a bit more secretive about them, you can put your altar in a dresser drawer, in a box. Some people have their altars in like little shoe boxes, and they'll take out all the items whenever they need to do spell work or anything. Technically my altar is my entire room. It's just the beacon is the dresser. But you can make your entire room your altar as well. The form that your altar takes depends on your preference. Regular ways to cleanse your altar is, you know, like you can do smoke cleansing, you can do crystals, sound, frequencies, or literally just take a Clorox wipe and wipe it down. Like that's usually what I will do. I'll take down all of my items, Clorox wipe it, I'll ring a bell over the surface and leave a selenite on there just to like recharge and cleanse everything. And then I'll put all my items back up there with the intention of it being my beacon for the center of my energy. Your altar serves as a safe space for you and your craft. It's where you grow yourself. It's where you work with your own spiritual journey. Now, when people are working with deities, spirit guides, etc., they will use that space to devote towards those specific entities and figures within their life. For those specific altars, if you're working with, let's say, the goddess Bridgette, she's a Celtic goddess, she's one of my favorites, you will dedicate that space to her. Like, she loves poetry and Celtic items, and I believe there's a lot of fire within. I haven't researched her in a hot minute. There's a lot of fire within Bridgette, so I remember I used sunstone when I was like looking towards her for inspiration. She was into sunstone. You would just put items on there that resonate not only with you, but but equally as important to the entity, deity, spirit guide that you're working with. It's a space for both of you, because I know that deities serve the purpose of furthering your craft and working with you to become a better person within your craft. It's also a space to leave offerings and basically whatever the process is that people go through with deities, because I don't know. I am not the person you should ask about. You should ask her about that. So, to my best knowledge, that's what it looks like. But you should put things on your altar that make you happy. You should put things on your altar that resonate with you and that work with you. Some people, altar tile, I forgot about that. Let me read this. Altar tiles sometimes are included within the sacred space. It's a flat piece of wood, stone, or metal, or any material, decorated with a magical symbol, usually a pentacle. Rituals and spells are usually performed on top of this tile. Oh yeah, you see that shit in media. Whenever people are doing like devilish rituals, you're doing it on a pentacle. That's what happens. So some people actually put that symbol. It's a legitimate, I'm literally wearing it around my neck. It's a legitimate symbol that we use within witchcraft, Wicca, and paganism, and any form of spirituality, honestly, because it's a form of protection. They will put that symbol on their altar, or any symbol that resonates with them and that they want to work on. Helps them place items and everything. So, quick recap of altars, because I basically have said all that I wanted to say. It is a sacred space for you and your craft. You place whatever resonates with you onto your altar. I personally use it as a center for my energy, a place to ground myself and, recharge and everything. Like whenever I'm doing spell work, I'll just like light up the altar and then go do it at my desk, because I have the separation between a permanent and spell working altar. But when I was back in the dorms, it was all in one place, which I honestly prefer and suggest, putting all of your things in one place along with your altar. A lot of people work that way, but you work with it within your own preference. It is a space used to either devote to deities, spirit guides, ancestors, entities, spirits, whatever we're working with. You dedicate a specific space on your altar towards that figure within your life. If you do not have those figures, like me, it is a space that is created just for me to further my craft and, work with myself. It can be in any form that you want. It can be more secretive. You put it in a drawer, under your bed, in a little box. You can make it a travel altar. It can be in a briefcase, in a box. I already said a box. It can even take the presence of your entire room, which I honestly consider my entire room to be my altar. I would label it more as a sacred space, but when I think about it logically, this is like my entire altar. And do what you please with it. It's yours. make it look how you want to look. You do not have to do all the elements that is just suggested. I just have all the elements on there because that's just what works and that's just what's on there. But yeah, that is the basic rundown of altars. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. I'll definitely try my best to further my explanation on altars for you. If you have any specific questions, I can definitely put my input in there. You don't have to take my advice if you don't like it, but I will try my best to give you as much advice as you asked for. That was really bad grammar, but you get what I'm saying. So that is basically it. So thank you for watching. I hope this helped you along your journey of altars and everything. Yeah.